Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the query function in Google Sheet. What does the query function do? The query function queries data based on certain parameters that we give it. We can use different parameters when we're querying this data information. So we can use the where clause where it selects data based on certain conditions. We can use the and clause. We can use the all, the like, and the limit. So for today's video, I'm going to look at these 5 clauses that we use in the query function. To demonstrate what I'm talking about, and for more clarity, please keep with me. We are going to use this data set to go from the basics up to the more advanced features of the query function. So my data here, to talk briefly about the data has 4 columns. A column of region, these are regions, these are continents of the world, then selected countries in column B, then the sales in column C, and D, the year. So to start off with our query function, we type the word query. Say equal sign, then query. As I do that, you can see it takes 3 arguments. The first argument is the data, and this one represents the range of data that we are going to use in our data set. The second argument is the query. The query is what we are querying about this data. So using this query function, we can modify what we return from this data set. Instead of returning the whole data, we can put the where clause and all, like, limit, and when you use those different clauses, you limit how much data you get back. And the last one is about the number of headers, but for today we shall focus on these 2 things, the data and the query, and most importantly, the query function. So when you do this in Google Sheets, there's this drop down. When you expand on it, it gives you more details of what is involved, how you can set up your query, how you can select your range. So it is quite useful information that you can read through. If you want more, you can click down here and get more information about the query function. So as you have seen, the first argument is the data. So I'm going to select my data and ensure you select including the headings, like so. So if I want to go down deep, I remove the last numbers there. Then the next one is the query itself. The query, we put it in quotations, like so, and all our queries start with the word select. So in other words, we're telling Google Sheets, select, and what do we want to select? If I say, for example, column A, be careful, type a capital letter. If you type a small letter, it will return an error. So if I say select A and I close the brackets here, comma, close the brackets here. Now, as you know, column A is my region. You can see right here what it returns, the region. So when we are using the query function, we don't write the headers direct, but we say, if you want the regions, we say column A. Column A represents the region, column B represents the country, column C represents the sales, and column D represents the year. So if I say select A, I'll get back the region because A represents region. If I want countries, I'll select column B. So if I want to select another column, I say comma, then in capital letters B, and remember B is representing the countries. So if I enter the country, I'm going to get back 2 columns, that is region and country. So I hope you get the idea. If I add C, comma C in capital letters, then D in capital letters, I get all my data back. Now this one gives me all the data back, but this is not what I want. I want to select everything. I already have all this data on my right here, so I don't need to get it back again. I need to get what I want exactly. Now, of course, also to select all this data, if you don't do this, the shortcut would be select star. When I say select star, it gives me the same as before to select all my data. Now, if I want to select not everything, but particular items, for example, I want to select all the data where my region equals Africa. Now, my region is in column A, so I'll say where my A, which represents my region, is equal to, now column A has text, so we put single quotes. Remember, we don't use double quotes because double quotes are already used outside here. So if we use them again inside here, it will return an error. So single quotes, because this is text, then Africa, I type it the way it is and say, okay. When I do that, you realize that only Africa is selected. So the where clause helps us select what we want from the data based on a condition that we have given it. Here we are giving it a condition that going to that data set and return only Africa, and it gives us only Africa. If you want Europe, you just come back here, change this to Europe, say okay, and you see right across here, only Europe returns. So for example, again, if I want year is in column D, I'll come here, I say my year, which is in column D, and you remember my year is not a text, it is a number. So I want all values with the year 2019. I'll type 2019 right there without quotes. I put enter, and you'll see that only 2019 is returned right here. So that is, in brief, how we use the where clause. Now, again, also, in addition to this, I've used equals, but we can also use greater than, not equal to, less than, all those can also be used. To demonstrate that, let me say, if I want sales above 900,000, so I'll say my first question is, my sales are in which column? My sales are in column C. So I say where C, which represents my sales, is greater than, that is how you put greater than 900,000. Don't put a comma. Then you'll see that all the sales that are returned here are greater than 900,000. So that is how you do the greater than. You can also do less than. Then everything that comes back is less than 900,000, as you can see right here. We can also do, you can say, okay, what about if it is less than or equal to? So you can say less than or equal to, like so, 900,000, it will return like that. Then also you can say greater than or equal to 100,000. So it will pick 100,000 and above. Okay. If you say greater than or equal to 900, it will pick 900 and above. So all sales in that category will be returned in our data set. So this is how you can use that. And also you can, for example, also say not equal to. Not equal to is represented by these, the greater than and less than sign all together. You start with the less than sign and then you add the greater than sign like so. So if I say not equal to this, then that one will also return. To demonstrate this, I can also use this on, for example, Africa here. I say Africa not, and Africa is in column B. So I'll have to change this to column B, like so. And I say, okay, this one does not work. And it looks like it works on only figures, so not equal to. And I put 100,000, so it will bring all the other values, but to leave out that value. For example, if I have this value here, if I copy it, and I come right here, and I say my cell is not equal to this value, you'll observe that it does not appear in my list here. That's where you use not equal to. Okay. Now, next I want to demonstrate how we use the AND function. So, and to do that, I'm going to say, okay, my boss says, go into your data set, give me all countries that are in the African region, and also give me the year 2019. That is where, because there are two things I have to meet. One, I need to meet a condition of a region being Africa. So I say Africa is represented by column A. I say my A should equal to Africa, like so. And then that's one condition I need to meet. If I enter it at this stage, I get everything. And right here, we also have 2019 and 2021. Now, I want to put the AND clause for 2019 only, so that I return 2019 right here. So what I'll do, I'll say AND the year is in column D. So I say my D must equal to, I don't need quotes because this is a figure, 2019, like so, and to return Africa and 2019. Incidentally, we have only one country that has sales in that year. So this is how you use the AND clause. So you can use it for different things. For example, I can say, give me Africa and a country in Africa, which is maybe Nigeria. So I say where A is equal to Africa and the country is in B. So I'll say, and my B is Nigeria. I type my Nigeria the way I have it in my data set, like so. Okay. Where A equals Africa and B equals Nigeria. Nigeria, it is not returning a figure. If you don't return the figure, like in my case, you know that there is an error somewhere. There is an error somewhere. So instead of typing Nigeria, I typed Nigeria. So if I put the correct word Nigeria and I do so, it returns my data, and I want Africa and Nigeria. So this is what I get back. So you can play around with the different variables. You can say region and the year, or you can say sales and this. Now I've used two of them, but you can also use three. For example, I can say Africa, country, Kenya, and year. That is for you to try out as my homework for you. Now, the next one I want to show you is the all clause. How do you use the all clause? Now, for example, my boss can say, I want Africa and America only. You have data which has so much into it, but go into that data and select for me all countries in Africa and all countries in America. So how do we do that? That is where the all clause comes about. So what I'll do, I'll say this will be the same where my A is equal to Africa, or if it is not Africa, or my A again, which is the region, remember, is maybe America. So when I do that, everything well spelled, I'll return two regions. As you see through my data here, I have Africa here, I have America here, then Africa, then America. These are the only two that are returned because that's what my query function does. It wants everything in Africa and everything in America to be returned. So that's how you use the all clause. For example, you can also say the year 2019 and or 2020. Okay, you can say year which is in column D, everything of 2019, or year which is column D again. Remember, you have to type a capital letter. I don't put quotes because these are figures, like so. So you'll observe that in this column here, I have only 2019 and 2020, and I don't have 2021. And this is because I've used the all clause. Now, the next one is the like. And the like is very good. Assuming I go, they say, go into that data set and give me all the regions that start with letter A. I don't mind what name it is, but as long as it starts with letter A, please return the data for it. So I'll say, okay, I know my start of the data will be the same, and my region, which is in A, I'll type it there. Then I say like. This is where you're going to use the like. And like, the way we are going to type it is the start letter is A, capital, be careful about that. And the other letters are represented by a percentage sign. So when you see this, it means that the first letter is A and the rest are percentage sign. The rest of the letters are represented by the percentage sign. So in my data set here, I have 3 continents that start with letter A. So I expect Africa, America, and the region and Asia to be returned when I do this. So with that done, I'll say enter it, and you rightly observe that we have Africa here, we have America and Asia returned because those are the 3 continents that start with letter A. If I try letter E, you can see Europe. And again, you can use this for any other column. For example, when I look at the country, I have US with U, and I also have UK with U. So I can come here, modify my query. Country now is B, column B, but I want starting with U, and you see that only countries with letter U are returned. So that is how you use the like function in the query function. Next, I want to demonstrate the limit. Now, the limit limits the number of rows that are returned. For any query function that you give it, you can limit the number of rows that are returned. So, for example, this here returns me 6 rows, but I may want only 2 rows, maybe the first 2. So in that case, I'll go right here and add the word limit, and then how many rows, the number of rows I want, which is 2. I type 2 and say enter. And as you observe, there are only 2 entries that will be returned. This one is very good and important, especially in cases where you want to see the top 5 or the top 10 Of course, now that one means you have to sort your data using ascending or descending order, which is also part of the query function, but it's not my scope of work today. I will show you maybe in another video, but in this video, I wanted to show you that the limit function, you can change it as you want. If I change it to 3, you can see 3 records returned. So the limit limits the number of records that are returned. That's all I have for you today on this query function in Google Sheets. We have covered where, clause, and all, like, and limit. I hope this has been helpful. And if so, please don't forget to hit the subscription button, like this video to encourage me to bring you more videos like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video and have a great day.